And recently there's been a lot of discussion in the community about how support players have the least carry potential in Overwatch 2. So I decided to queue up with my friend playing in ranked silver lobbies as support to try and carry the team. My friend had been telling me that their teammates were just straight up bad and costing them games, and I hear a lot of support players say the same thing. So I'm proudly here to tell you, you're right. Honestly, based off of the positioning that some of these tanks and DPS players are taking, they're costing support players games. What I've noticed in these low lobbies is that players take bad positioning, which results in overextending and often cannot do enough damage to eliminate the enemy team. Most of the time they forget to keep line of sight with their support players, which in consequence puts their own supports in danger. And support players take an extra risk to try and heal those teammates out of position. The challenge for support players in bronze, silver, and likely low gold in my opinion is to support a team that overextends, potentially cannot do enough damage, and likely takes bad positioning often. That's a hard challenge to solve, but thankfully I've gone through many L's for you to find the solution to this problem and carry your team. Zenyatta. The reason why Zenyatta is one of the best candidates to carry their team in low elo is because he can support players in a bad position with Harmony Orb that doesn't take much risk for Zen, because all he needs is a brief millisecond of line of sight with them to continue healing them. In addition, with Discord granting a 30% damage buff to his teammates toward the discorded target, he can help his team focus fire or weaken the enemy, all while keeping his distance. It isn't as simple as that though. You can't just exist as Zenyatta and win. You still need to focus on your own positioning and not take bad positioning yourself. As Zenyatta, you want to have a wide angle with your entire team as best as you can, and typically want to stay toward the back, next to whatever cover you can take if possible. And you need to do damage yourself. Utilizing Zenyatta's secondary fire charge shot is going to help reduce a lot of health on tanks and potentially help you eliminate key vulnerable targets. Zen's damage output is insane. He can out damage his own team's DPS. You don't want to be in the front line if you can help it. You need to stay alive to carry. His ultimate ability is going to help you counter a lot of offensive ultimate abilities such as Ramatra's Annihilation, Genji's Dragon Blade, Soldier's Tactical Visor, or when your team's low. Sometimes you just gotta pop Transcendence if you're gonna die too. Because if you die and your team loses Discord Orb, they're gonna feel that lack of damage. Now you may ask, who do I prioritize with Harmony and who do I prioritize with Discord? Well, honestly, you want to keep that Harmony Orb primarily on squishier teammates that are practically overextended and out of position first, often like a Reaper or a Genji. And if there's no other better option, your tank, of course. If a teammate is critical health, throw the Harmony Orb on them no matter where they are. Don't ever gamble with your teammates' lives. As for Discord, I like to keep it on tanks as often as I can, but if an enemy is out of position and overextended by our team, I'll put Discord on them instead. This is going to be your Moras, this is going to be your Lucios. They're going to be out of position that you can easily Discord and eliminate. Outputting damage yourself as Zenyatta is ridiculously important if you want to carry. You need to be hitting your orbs as well. There's a custom game mode you can use here that will help you land your shots as Zen more often if you're not confident with him. Get used to hitting targets like this and you'll have a much easier time in game against actual opponents. If you have no prior experience, I'll link the code to this mode in the description below. By the way, I've likely spent hours editing this video for you to help out the community. Maybe you can help me too by simply liking the video, commenting, and subscribing. I make tip videos like this for the community, post gameplay, and I even live stream myself 8 PM Eastern Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday. If you can't stop by for me, stop by for the Phello. I appreciate any support whatsoever. Promo aside, let's talk more about positioning. As Zenyatta, your positioning needs to be exceptional. Don't be that guy in the front line face tanking the enemy team. You need to be at the tail of your team and behind your tank. Don't go flanking on your own. Don't split with your team. And keep your eye on all your teammates. Look up, look to your sides, turn around, and look above you if you can't find one of your teammates. Often at these ranks, your DPS players may be next to you, or behind you, or above you at critical health, and you cannot see them because you're focused on what's ahead of you. Don't be that player. Be aware of where your teammates are and check on them periodically. In addition to having good positioning, please utilize cover. You'd be surprised how many fights you survive simply by hugging a wall. If a majority of your teammates go down in a fight, start backing up to regroup with your team. Don't commit to a losing battle unless you have a specific reason, such as contesting an objective when the enemy is about to win. It's almost always better to regroup with your team when you know you've already lost the fight. Now to switch gears just a bit, while Zenyatta will carry your games most of the time, he is not always the solution. You need to know when to switch off Zenyatta. Typically, I find that if my teammates are doing well without Discord anyway, but simply don't have enough healing, then I'd go Ana instead. The reason I'd go Ana is because I can still heal them most of the time, even if they have a bad position, and I don't need to put myself at risk because I can heal from farther back. Using Ana's Biotic Nade on enemies out of position most of the time will make it easy for your teammates to take them out anyway. This was my personal choice, but I'm assuming if you're watching this video at all, that you likely have a main support anyway you could use to keep your team healed up. Mainly, my focus in this video is to increase your own carry potential as a support player so you can climb out of low elo. And if you need some more Zenyatta Zenliness, I asked one of the best Zen mains in the community for some Zen quotes as well. She recorded this from her phone at the time, but here's some Zen quotes. The video wouldn't have been the same without them.
My favorite one is, if you do not bend, you break. Another one of my favorites is, do I think? Does a submarine swim?
And if you want more of my friend Squid, follow her on TikTok, where she also posts her art. The rest of this video is going to be gameplay I got off stream playing Zenyatta in silver or bronze. Pay attention to my positioning, decision making, and target prioritization so you can see how I answer common problems that support players in these ranks come across. I want you to rank up. Use this video however you need to start carrying in your support games. Enjoy the gameplay. Oh no, I'm good. Oh. transcended.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Come back, I guess. Oh, I fell down. I climbed back up. Oh. Gotta back up now. Uh-oh.
Let me balance you out. 60 seconds.
Oh, good. Good. They need to group up. They don't have that. They don't have the damage now.
To see this through to the end. Experience nothingness.
Oh, we didn't even need a friend. GG. Now I'm gonna rank.